So a really good example of this is if you want to find your purpose in life, you should reduce your level of alexithymia. We have this like this worldview, and then if we encounter a worldview that is different from ours, that could put us into some form of crisis or difficulty. We're getting bombarded by all of these things. And so what that means is that the individual, when they wake up in the morning and they scroll through their phone, right? I'm not talking about whether the proposition P is true or not. Their subjective experience is like, I have no meaning and I have no purpose in life. So that's where like I'm kind of coming from, is that we have this crisis that has a high suicidality, high addiction rates. People left the church in big ways. And then we're sort of left with like, okay, how do we navigate this? And that's where I think if we look at a lot of the influences on society, we see that there's profound neurological influences. So a really good example of this is if you want to find your purpose in life, you should reduce your level of alexithymia. So alexithymia is the inability to tell what you're emotionally feeling. And if we look at the influence of things like cell phones, what they're doing is they're suppressing the parts of our brain that experience negative emotions. Sometimes they provoke negative emotions, sometimes they suppress negative emotions. And so if you start to be able to feel more, right? So this is literally shutting down the parts of our brain that give us an internal sense of what we feel. And so as you shut down your ability to detect what you are feeling on the inside, that correlates with your not having a detection of purpose on the inside. So I think that, this is, you asked the question, why is this happening? I think we're disabling, and I was working with people with trauma and sort of figured out a sequence of things that is based on the literature that involves things like reducing your alexithymia. As we start to make those changes, then people start to feel a sense of purpose. They start to feel a sense of connection.